there's a good John Mulaney bit where he says, in terms of instant release, canceling plans is like heroin. And he's done it. So, like, I mean, yo, what's up and welcome back. Yes, back to Angel's Reach. Of course, as always, I'm Angel, and today I wanted to talk about plans. Specifically, like, kind of canceling plans or the culture revolving around plans. If you're a loner, loser, virgin, dork who doesn't have any friends, believe me, I've been there. Granted, it was for a few moments, but I was there, and I know some people that are there. But no, if you don't like make plans and stuff, or you never had friends in order to make plans and stuff, you've probably had plans in general, like with family and stuff, to go out to eat or celebrating somebody's birthday, the likes of that. Whether it's going to a house and like eating pizza in the living room, or going to a bowling alley, getting drinks at the bar afterwards, and like getting blackout drunk at a house party. Like whatever it is, plans are plans, and essentially the way a plan works is you plan something out and then you do it. Those are the two steps to the plan. Now, growing up, plans to me were always easy because it was either I could go or I couldn't, and I would let the group chat know, and then it would either happen or it didn't. Whatever happened was like up to fate and stuff, and I always thought it was that simple. But then the complication of like friendships arose where obviously it's like I want to go, like I really want to go, but I've got this to do, can I get out of it? And also like I can go, like I'm free, but I don't want to do that, but like everybody's going, so there's peer pressure there and stuff. And but I guess like I've never really experienced peer pressure, I guess, because like I've put peer pressure on myself. I've had FOMO when going out with people. So I've understood that plans for me are pretty simple. It's either I can or I can't, but usually I can, and I try to do everything in my power to go, although I might not be financially stable. But I am going one way or not, believe it or not, baby. I was gonna make it there. My presence was gonna be known. There were gonna be chuckles at that table, whether or not I had bills in my wallet. And love my friends for that to death. To this day, they still pay for me, and I love it. I have money. I do pay for stuff too, but I'm too used to seven. No, okay, come on. I was going too long with that bit. I was going too long where I just kept talking about abusing my friends. I love my friends to death. Neo, if you're watching this, Taco Bell combo Lux box on me, and we're gonna sub in the chicken for beef barbacoa or steak, whatever the thing is. Remind me, I owe you a box with the whole thing. All right, but really making plans used to be so fucking simple. And then as I got older, I realized, oh, people aren't available. Oh, people want to do this. Oh, people aren't okay with the plans and want to change plans. It's like if the plans are this and everybody or like people are agreeing with it and you can't make it and you change plans, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean? It's like I understand wanting to be involved. I always wanted to be involved. But when I realized like two people, three people were like, let's all go to Olive Garden this day. And then I was like, I'm free that day, but I don't want to pay $24 for like pasta at Olive Garden at the age of, you know, 16. It's like, maybe you just like don't say anything about it and don't suggest something else because clearly they want to go to Olive Garden. And what do you look like trying to complicate everything, throwing a wrench in the whole gear, saying, you know what, guys, what if we went to, rallies instead? What are you talking about, bro? And it upsets me because obviously you want to be involved. Like I said, I had the biggest FOMO growing up, but it was because I wanted to be around people. It wasn't because I was afraid of missing out. Although like obviously I would love to be there, hear the stories and like have those memories, you know what I mean? It was more so like I wanted to be there for other people. It's in a selfish way. I was like, you guys can't. Oh my god, it sounds fucked up, but he was like, "You guys can't have fun without me. Like, what do whatever, whatever." I was like, if there's fun to be had, I will like make it better. Like, I want to go. That was essentially my thinking. It wasn't like this is no event without me. It wasn't like that, but I was adding a lot, I think, comedic wise and also ambiance wise to a lot of the events and hangouts I went to as a kid. I would like to think so. The first freshman orientation event sort of thing I went to before high school, I had a bunch of people crowded around me because I was rocking some Dora socks, really ice breaking the shit and making connections. Like I wanted to be in You know what I mean? In whatever that meant in the zeitgeist or the, you know, culture bubble. And so I was always like, I need to go to stuff. But then as I got older, again, I realized that people have different plans. People have different, uh, what motives, I guess, you know, like some people want to do different things, don't want to do other things. A lot of relationship issues, people don't mess with each other as much. It's a little bit awkward. I'm uncomfortable around you. I don't know this person. I don't know this person because I'm a super like social person. I know a fair amount of people. I definitely put people in positions where they're like, I don't know this person, or like, you know, like who are they, you know, and that's on me. I should think about bringing other, you know, people or like mutuals into like other people's home. I try not to bring them into homes as much, like maybe like outdoor events or something like that, or like, you know, like, oh, no, no, no. There was one time a friend of mine was grilling, and like I was hanging out with a friend, and they're like, "Yo, you're free to come by if you want." And I'm like, "I'm with a homie. Do you mind if we stop by?" And it was like a little awkward for like the first couple moments because they didn't know him, and then eventually we eased into the night, and it went super well, and it was great. Shout out Michael. Shout out Mango. I mean, Magno. I gotta, you know, I keep whatever. But when it comes to plans, things have always I keep trying to revert to like when it comes to plants because I try to keep myself on topic as to what I'm talking about. And yeah, when it came to plans, as I got older, things really like became harder because like especially in college, people were taking their classes and some people were balancing relationships, family, and a job on top of that. You know what I mean? School was enough as is on its own. You know what I mean? Just coming home from school, doing your work, and just completely knocking out. I'm sure there was a lot of people's lives with no like social or uh, vice additives added on. You know what I mean? So like school was enough as is, but then you add the whole other factor of like work relationships and other like bonds that you have to keep intact. It gets pretty hard to, you know, schedule a weekly hangout with your high school friends. You know what I mean? And so as I got older and as people started canceling more and more, not necessarily last minute, which is what drove me to make this video. I had somebody cancel on me day of something that we were gonna do, and they'd done it before, but I really was just like, I am okay with canceling plans because like things are gonna go on either way, and I would rather have had that moment happen, but what are you gonna do, dude? People are busy. People, or like sometimes people just don't want to hang out with you and stuff. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud and I'm weighing all the options, and you just gotta accept that, and it's almost uh freeing in a way to know that like something you were gonna do uh is still gonna happen or still can happen, you know, despite it not going exactly the way you want it. Granted, I'm not gonna go all the way to watch that movie because I wasn't, you know, there yet. But if I was there and they canceled on me like literally last second, you know, I would have still watched the movie because it was a movie I hadn't watched before. And like I would have still had a good time. And I know like if it was a movie I'd already watched, like I know a friend of mine canceled on me to watch Kill Bill because it was like a 4.5 hour long movie, and I was like, yeah, we knew that going in. I guess he didn't. And then he also had to work later that day, so he couldn't watch it. And I was like, well, I just watched it like 2 or 3 days ago, and like I'm good with watching it again with somebody else, but specifically the first half of the movie, um, I was like, it's gonna take a while to get like uh through the first half. Like I love it. I love every moment, but it does feel like the 2.5 hours with the beginning and the build up and stuff. Kill Bill, super dope movie. Would recommend watching it. But like I had a friend cancel on me like that, and that was day of, but it wasn't like I was already at the theater. If he had already canceled on me and I was at the theater, I probably would have watched it again just because I really loved like the first part and like the ending was sick. Or like yeah, the ending of the first part was super sick, and then like I love how things came together in the second movie, but um I don't blame my friend for getting mad and like leaving when I canceled, you know what I mean? Especially like last minute, you know. Uh I would think you would just enjoy the time on your own, but it's the principle of it all, and obviously like the moment, which means a lot more. So, you know, uh, yeah. Um I was I was also thinking about just wanting to make plans more and just, schedules not aligning because people have shit going on. And it's like even when things do align, shit just comes up. You know what I mean? And you like emotions, like you might not even feel like up to it that day. I wasn't even gonna record this video until like I showered to get ready and I got plans canceled and I was like, oh, oh, I'm sneezing. No, I wasn't gonna make this video until I got ready to leave, and then I had plans canceled on me. And like as soon as I showered, it wasn't even before the plans got canceled on me. When I showered, it just I don't know. I shed my cocoon. I honestly think showers are underrated because sometimes when I'm not feeling like doing anything or I like want to get ready for a plan or something, I'll take a shower and it honestly feels like it sheds like a dirty. I mean, it does technically shed like a dirty coat of skin off of you and stuff like dirt and layers, microscopic bacteria and amoebas in your freaking system. But it really does feel like I get like all that heat and stress and tension washed off my body, and I'm just like a cool, slick version of myself, a little bald, oiled up baby. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that visual, man? But no, yeah, I sometimes feel like super clean. I have a famous, not famous, but I have an infamous shroom story where I took shrooms and I looked at myself in the mirror and I hated who I was and I had to calm myself down, and after a shower, I felt like I had come out of my cocoon and really become the person I wanted to be. And it was a transformation I still think about to this day because showers to this day can take me out of a bad mood. Like, honestly, I'm sure all of you guys shower every day, if not every other day. I get how it is. But, I'm sure you guys all shower every day or every other day or try to. Sometimes depression gets you into that state and you don't want to. Sometimes just laziness, you know what I mean? And don't mistake depression for laziness. I'm sure you know better. And if you think I'm talking to you, I'm not. I am. And I know that laziness and depression and just comfortability, ironically enough, just like being like super okay with being laying down and all that heat on your back and warmth. Like, I get that that's super tempting, but sometimes it's just taking a shower, taking in like a breath of fresh air, like or feeling that breeze on your face and the rays of sun. It really is going outside. It really is living in the world because this room that you're in, I mean, it's a world for sure. It's a world of your own. It's probably the world you feel the most safe in. But we as humans aren't meant to be safe the entire time. We're meant to explore, meant to adventure. Of course, it's great to settle down. I mean, we all do eventually, but what are you going to do in the meantime? I don't know. I don't know. What are we gonna do in the meantime? Maybe we'll make plans for it. Maybe we'll make plans for it, and maybe I'll cancel them last minute. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll make some plans for the future. We'll cancel them last minute, and we'll see where life takes us. Because maybe at the end of the day, the biggest plan of all is to not have one. Maybe, maybe the master plan. Maybe the biggest aha, who's behind the curtain moment is just us realizing that we live and we have to do things either way. Either way. And it's nice to know that I have you guys here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever. Make plans with somebody or cancel some plans you weren't even feeling. Like, I've had too many plans that I went to just because I wanted to be there for other people. Sometimes plans are saying no. Sometimes the best plan is to not go. but don't make that an excuse to cancel something you've been planning for a week. Or months, man. All right, let me stop projecting because that didn't even have anything to do with anything I went through recently. I don't want anybody making any connections that aren't visibly there. You can obviously make connections that you see yourself, and sorry, somebody's staring at me through the window right now, and I think I'm gonna have to answer that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Whatever. Bye.